Hello and welcome to episode 10 of our Orlghelovar campaign. In the last episode, we went to war with the orcs. We took a couple of provinces that we need out here. And now we have border with Corvaria, but that's a problem for us in a little bit. We also were able to take a couple of provinces up here, which gave us a fancy little dungeon here that we have to go through, which we have just started off. I have been informed many times that we don't actually need to invest this much into dungeons, but yeah, that's fine. Let me tell you, we're going to succeed on this first one. This first one, we will succeed, because I spent a lot of Monarch points, but that is A-okay. We are also still waiting to annex Avdaladim. Every time I get a little bit closer to annexing them, they somehow find a way to slow that down. So hopefully, hopefully soon we can make that happen. Horde Curse. Oh, I don't like to see that. What's our income at? Oh, okay, we're actually pretty close to the Horde Curse. I did not think we were going to be that close to it. So we may want to start saving up money for that and preparing, because our income is going to probably jump up above 150 as soon as we annex these guys. So yeah, maybe I will just save money. Now, we can't take Miltech early here and get some innovativeness. We're going to lose it in 362 days. Yeah. Yeah, we'll take it then. We'll just do that. Gives us a little bit of inno. Not too bad. We're up to 61.8. Gives us access to new cannons. We'll go for large cast iron. Wonderful. We are building up our navy here because we need to get a trade navy up and going, because I need to get 65% control of this node, I believe it is, for a mission. I don't really remember the exact amount, but we will get it done. One way or another, we will get it done. We have lots to core up. We still have to core up all of this that we just took off of people, because I believe we also went to war with Marblehead right after the war with the orcs, because they were an easy target and we took them out. So we are in a good position right now. We do have a big threat though in Alizda, 66,000 troops. We will have to see how that goes. But let's go ahead and start this dungeon on up. So the precipice. The expedition stands at the yawning abyss. No light seems to penetrate the inky blotted darkness in front of them. Everyone takes a deep breath. Nothing more and nothing less than uncertainty awaits them. The expedition leader looks around and surveys the cliff. After discussing some possibilities, he needs to make the decision on how to descend into the chasm. The wall is littered with spikes jutting out of the rock like roots as far as the eye reaches. With enough rope and precaution, it should be possible to get through. Another possibility would be follow the edge until a slope or some kind of natural entry point can be found. Now, it doesn't tell us what happens, though if we rope through the spikes, we will lose supplies. We're going to search for a slope down. The path is clear. After a few days of search, the scouts have found a clear path into the chasm. An underground river has carved a steady decline into the rock that we can follow without a problem. As we continue on downwards, the carved rock reveals golden gems in the wall. Without much debating, the men get out some pickaxes and start excavating the treasure. With a song on their lips and their coffers already noticeably heavier, they continue down in the best of spirits. Let us sing a hiker's song. 75 loot and 0.5 morale. Okay. Hey, I love free loot. Free loot is the best loot. Rope bridge. The chasm has offered us two paths a few days ago, one down and one keeping level. After some deliberation, the expedition chose to go onward on their current level. This has yielded tentative agreement from the explorers, as they did not want to go down much further for now. The path turned out to be interesting enough in its own right. It stakes along the walls of the chasm, and at some point, we could make out a similar path on the other side. Some were discussing how we might get over there, but even before they could come to a conclusion, the scouts reported they had sighted a rope bridge just ahead. The rackety structure is made of thick rope and sturdy wood, but it does show signs of wear and tear. The question poses is simple. Do we need to secure it, or will it hold the weight of our expedition on its own? We're going to secure it. I'm not going to walk my expedition across the rickety old bridge. It feels like a bad idea. Old campsite. With the old bridge behind us, we have stumbled across a large abandoned campsite, almost constituting a small village. This sparked immediate interest in what might be possible to uncover here, since all the occupants seem to have abandoned it long ago. Hidden riches. Whoever left the tents also left their belongings here. Bags with coins, riches hidden beneath the tents, a great display of treasure. This find immediately invigorated our soldiers, who longed to get paid for their services with the very gold they just found laying around here. Nice, more loot and more morale. Love to see it. Structures taken by time. At last, we reached the bottom of the chasm. For months, we have scaled the walls and rested. Months? I guess it has been months. Scaled the walls and rested on ledges and terraces. Now we have solid ground under our feet again. We can feel the heat emanating from the very stone here. It is hot and wet, steam blowing from tiny vents into the chasm. After a short break, the expedition leader assesses the situation. Scouts report there seem to be some man-made structures ahead, rubble, and broken walls. When we arrived, we could see the full extent of the ruins. In what must have once been a temple complex of some kind with broken columns and scattered windows lies old artifacts of old, strange trinkets, and provenance that might give us a hint as to what happened down here. In the center of the temple, hidden under stone and dust, lies the coffers of those who once directed believers. The priests must have collected liberal tithes because the gold amassed under the altar is a considerable amount. Strange faces and figures adorn the coins, with the most valuable having a worm or slug-like creature with an oversized head on its face. Valuable having a worm or slug-like creature, oversized head on its face. It's a little sus. That's a little sus. In the depths. So we've arrived at the deepest point we could find. A barren place, yet still somehow, or something, had built a livelihood here. The temple showed signs of sophisticated craftsmanship. Whatever might be here, it will take more time to discover it. For now, we must return what we have found and chart a safe way down for the future. Their loot is lacking. Let us cover their losses so they can rest. Or they should have found more loot if they wanted payment. Oh, because the loot of the party does not cover the promised rewards. It's their fault for being so incompetent. Or we pay out of pocket. We pay them what we promised them. Yeah. We'll pay them what we owe them. We will be good. We will not be mean. We promised them loot, so we will give it to them. So be it. We are good dwarves of our words. We're good dwarves of our words. We will not betray them. Alright, you go up here. Goblins are fleeing. That's great. Now I believe we need to upgrade this, right? Yep. And it should be pretty fast. There we go. Actually, I don't even think I needed that. I think it's just done in 1 month tick, so probably didn't even need to do that, but that's okay. We will survive. Or, yeah, that's good. And our advanced artisan infrastructure is complete. We started to give our hold some special privileges by having 90 development, and it is completed. We have finished improving our advanced artisan infrastructure in Orlghelovar. Marble roads are flanked on both sides by magnificent workshops and studios of all trades and all sizes. Transportation systems ferry around any resource imaginable around the hold, from wheelbarrows of mithril to air tubes, carefully moving the most precious of jewels to make sure no crafter is left wanting for tools or materials. Alright, we gain 50 prestige, and because we are the first hold to achieve this, we produce the Ornatorium. Now, the Ornatorium gives us plus 7.5% trade efficiency, plus 15 local trade power, plus 1.5 local goods produced, 0.5 yearly prestige, and 25% trade value. On top of 3.5% trade efficiency, 25% trade power, 1.5% local goods produced, and plus 15% trade value. I don't know if these stack or if they add up. Let's see. So right now we have goods produced of 19.55. Quick maths. It is in addition. It's in addition. So we now have the Ornatorium, which is a fancy dwarven. I guess it's a wonder, I suppose. Not like a wonder like this, just a different kind of wonder. And we should be able to deepen the capital now as well. In 19.8 years. What if I convinced the mages to help me construct things? That's another loan or two. I do think it's worth it, though. Yeah, let's do that. It's lots of loans. We'll go ahead to the merchants. Oh, wow, they are very strong. They are very, very strong. We will go indebted to them in order to avoid expensive loans. Because we do need to make sure that we are debt-free when the Horde curse happens. Because our interest is going to go a little bit crazy, you could say. A little bit crazy. All right, move you over here. And what's our income at? 135? Yeah. I really don't want to expand too much, like into Corvuria and whatnot, because of that. Because if I hit the Horde curse and I'm not ready for the Horde curse, things are going to go poorly. Goblin ambush? Well, that's fine. We can get our guys over there, and we can go for the next expedition. All right, so I don't think we need to send as much. Like, we'll still send the max men, and we will set max supplies here. I think that is a-okay. We can raise morale a little bit. I'm fine with that. Give you like 13% morale, and we'll organize the troop one time, but that's probably good enough, right? Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. What? What's the worst thing that happened? At rock bottom. After an adventurous descent, the time has come to understand what this chasm has to offer for us. Its promises are grand, and the allure of forgotten treasure drives the soldiers ever forward through the winding branches of this monument to nature's ingenuity. But even here, the shaping hand is drawing its tracks through the dust of time. An ancient temple has been uncovered, an unmistakable sign that even down here, there were once beings of sapience. What this means for us now is uncertain. Will we encounter whoever has made these structures, or will the teeth of time have consumed everything and everyone by now? The hostile environment of the chasm is by now well documented. Nobody questions anymore whether we would be able to safely traverse this region. The answer is no. Even now, the very rock pitches itself against us, throwing whatever is at nature's hand against us. In a manic rush, the soldiers dash out of the way of an avalanche, falling rocks that would crush our very bones to pieces if we were not to be subject to its thundering descent. Still, not everyone managed to outrun the rocks. Some were buried under their gray uniformity. A tragic loss, a terrible omen to the beginning of our journey into the dark. That is definitely not a great start, I'll give you that. Labyrinth. We are ready for many things down here in the dark, but not this. Before us are walls shaped by a knowing hand in the confines of a labyrinth. Its yawning opening beckons us inside, but fear had us stay out for now. Stories of fiendish presence in labyrinths are not unknown to us, but if there be any labyrinth that could house such a hellish abomination, why would it be this one, wouldn't it? But there is another possibility. The walls reach high, yes, but not too high for our grappling hooks to reach the edge. We could possibly climb up the walls and traverse the labyrinth outside of its many walls. I don't know. I feel like going inside the labyrinth could definitely lead to more loot, but I also feel like it's a very good way to die. We're gonna enter it though because I think it's gonna be more interesting. Throwing for content. That's obviously what this is. Crossing. We have neutered the labyrinth and are soon confronted by our first of many terrible decision. Is that supposed to say entered? Neuter the labyrinth. Like we're through it? Are we through the labyrinth? I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. The path before us divides itself in twain, one going onwards, the other going to the right. Shall we proceed? No. In the labyrinth, you always got to go right. Right? That's how it works. You got to stay to the right. So oh god, they baited me. The path to the right had shown no particularly interesting features until a cold breeze like an icy storm made its way into the corridor. With the air came a torrent of ghosts, a threatening display of grim morbidity. Their ethereal words are hard. Visages display a hatred for the living and breathing. Their airborne nature assists them in their endeavor. They move through the airways and freeze us over until they suddenly vanish into the darkness again. Who are we going to call Ghostbusters? Lose 400 soldiers and 0.5 morale. Okay, note to self. Do not go right. Just walk forward. Oh man, we lost a really good general. That's sad. That is very sad. Diocese of the Deep. It seems as if all paths led to this place. Arranged in almost star-shaped pattern, many corridors and paths in the labyrinth end up here, at this temple structure. The first building is some kind of chapel, a high-arching structure with stained glass window, but the inside is less promising. Although clearly connected to the other buildings around, the chapel has no obvious way to get deeper into the structure. The only door is locked and barred from the other side. Another option, however, would be to drill a hole in the wall to try and get access to the other parts that way, which could potentially be safer if we use the right tools. The door required restraint and structural integrity of the doorframe and surrounding wall seems strange. Ooh, okay. So the doorframe and surrounding wall seems strange. So one of these is going to not end well. Well, actually, very well, they could both not end well. Door's locked, barred from the other side. Drill a hole into the wall, be safer. Door requires brute strength. Structural integrity of the doorframe and surrounding walls seems strange. We'll dig through the wall. The path ahead. Thanks to our strength and efficient application of force, the door soon yields. But I drilled. Okay, whatever. Hey, it worked. And the threshold opens up before us. Within the dark, we see a room of untapped potential, untapped golden treasures, and strange pieces of artwork, indescribable but valuable. Brilliant. Hey, I'm having a bad feeling about this place. I have a bad feeling. Grand hall. The room is large and circular. Great banquet hall with old tables. One can imagine the livelihood of this place, but something feels amiss. The tables, the chairs, the walls, there is a strange air to them all. The path ahead is blocked by another barricaded door. This time, large boulders are keeping us away from our continuing journey. They are the size of horses or rothe, which will make this arduous task to put them away. Let's start with this. Oh boy. Door unhinged. The door and the barricades proved no big problem to us. The only thing it took was a bit of time and strength, but nothing we can't make up again. In fact, now that we are approaching the center of the structure, the soldiers get more and more excited for what is to come, what secrets they might unveil next. We're getting closer. Yeah? Yeah, we are getting closer. And when you're getting closer to the center, I've got a bad feeling that means there's going to be bad things. Spinal layer. Spinal is an oxide mineral, 7.5 to 8 on the dwarves hardness scale. It is often found in octahedral crystals. It is typically found in 3 geologic situations: crystals and limestones and dolomites that have been subjected to contact metamorphism. As irregularly shaped grains in the basic igneous rocks and as water-worn pebbles in alluvial deposits. We will, of course, be doing this and taking a lot of debt. Cool. Can I sell titles? If I can get rid of these rebels, then yes. But we'll have to take the debt for now. The sanctum. At last we've reached the center of this place, the focus from where the strange presence we have felt emanates. The inner sanctum of the church is furnished with exquisite pillars of intricate design. The altar is a true mason's beauty, and the statue behind is large, imposing, yet aloof and oddly spiritual. It depicts a worm-like creature surrounded by 2 fluted columns that curl inwards. At the worm's end lies the head, the shape of a broad cake slice, 2 small beady eyes at the lower corner, and elegantly snaky patterns growing to the edges. At the base, it tells its name, the Ascended One, an oddly fitting title, since where else would one go from here? It's not possible to go deeper. Up is the only direction. Then, suddenly, a laugh echoes through the chamber. From the statue exits a laughing ghost, the very image of the eidolon it contains in. It yells, "Ascend, ascend, ascend," before grabbing, or rather, incorporating the treasures piled high on the altar, and flies away into the dark. Hunt him down. That's right, he stole our treasure that we were going to steal. All right? That is ours, rightfully. The ghost is free. The chasm's deepest point has been successfully explored. The task we've set ourselves has come to an end, but it is a bitter end. The ghost has vanished, and with it the treasure we were so eager to call ours. We must now decide how to deal with this tragic loss. Repay them in full and send them back out. Yeah. No, we're not done. We are not done. Go ahead and send another soldier. We have an election. I mean, we have plenty of Republican tradition. We will re-elect this guy. Too dark to see. Our miners in Orlghelovar have been hard at work sinking dozens of new shafts and expanding old ones. This has stretched the supply of lantern oil dangerously thin. At this critical time, disaster has struck. A large shipment of oil has been destroyed in a cave-in. We will need to rush other shipment to Orlghelovar to maintain operations, but this will carry a hefty price. Sending in a new shipment at once, or why use oil when we can innovate? Okay, so because we have at least 50 innovativeness, we can take a lot of debt and no longer suffer from these issues. I mean, this is the first time the issue's kind of shown itself, but sure. What's more debt, right? It's just more. Meh. Just more debt. No big deal. Alright, now we need to... Well, I need money so I can upgrade this again. Black Orc Warband. You're going to need a real army for that. And we can convert provinces to ancestor worship. Well, they will be converted. You need to back up. You need to back up. Kumarakan wants access. Sure. And guess who's disloyal again? Man, oh man. How badly do I want to annex you? You need to be annexed. There we go. Dartaxcodem separatists. We'll take care of them. Now we can go ahead and dig here. Oh, it's 750 now. I suppose it makes sense to be more expensive. Innovative ideas. Let's take Diplotech at the very least. And let's finish Inno. We're fine on this, right? Yeah. Grand Mayor's old age. He's expected to live to 200 years old. Well, he's 160, so... I mean, don't put him in the grave yet. He's fine. He's young. He's spry. He's ready to go. He's a 666 that definitely will not die anytime soon. Definitely wouldn't do that. Definitely wouldn't do that. All right. Let's go ahead and upgrade this. And I think it should automatically complete. Not automatically, but it's We'll spend the manpower. Whatever. Blood and sweat. Okay. Good government policies. 1 stability. A bunch of money. I will take the stab. We will need the stability for the Horde Curse. All right. Expedition menu. Last one. So I don't know if we need lots of preparation for this last one, since this will probably be the hardest one. Since, we have to fight some old ghost. That, usually not a good sign. Not a good sign for your adventurers when you have to fight an old ghost. Usually means they're going to get rolled. So we're going to wait for more monarch points, because we don't have any admin points, because when do I ever have admin points? All right. 128 organizations, probably fine. Make sure I send them out with supplies, yeah. There we go. All right. Well, supplies, manpower. Go and start it. Good luck, boys. Don't die. Fortification expert. Permanent defensiveness in my hold sounds great. All right, arduous ascent. With the secrets of the chasm mostly uncovered, it is now time to finish our business here. The ghost is still at large, harassing our soldiers here and there. We need to deal with it properly, or it might haunt other places as well. A new force was assembled to follow its ectoplasmic footsteps up the wall. It is imperative the officials say that this nuisance is being dealt with. Difficult terrain, yeah, imagine that. In an erratic dash towards the ghost flying up the walls, the soldiers start slipping on small stones and pebbles, stumbling along the slopes. All in all, slowing down the entire expedition. Those who fall have difficulty standing up again, and over time, the ghost fades more and more into the distance. Stand up and run, you fools. Fly, you fools. Cave collapse, okay. Successful development. Okay, Arg Ordston is automatically digging and is to a dig level 4. Finally. We have annexed them. We will do that. We have annexed our vassal. I'm not going to fully state everything, though. I've got a very bad feeling about this. Oh, yeah. We are not going... Oh, no. Ah, dang. Ah, dang. No. No, I still have time. I still have time to fix this. I still have time. Go ahead and go to... Who's my weakest people? The mages? Yeah, they're not going to do anything. Go to the clergy. Hand out a monopoly on wine. And sell titles and revoke titles. This should... Oh, no, it's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. Clergy. Give monopoly on wool as well. No way that doesn't take me low enough. Okay. Well then... Oh, man. Do I really want to raise autonomy? Do I really want to raise autonomy? I really, 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 really don't want the Horde Curse to start yet. Like, we are not ready for that. I will start to pay off my debt, though, because we're going to need to. Jadari wants an alliance. I mean, no. Like, at one point I would have, but now you're weak and you're close to having a border with the command. So, no. I'm good. Plus, I've got a Horde Curse to worry about. Over my force limit. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Well, first of all, go ahead and delete these horsies. Right? Then send my colonists here. Move there, and you move there. We will continue to colonize down and around. I'll make sure that everything is being cored up. Cool. Okay, still haven't solved this problem. Who else? Adventurers. Can I give you anything? No. Clergy. I guess I give the nobility something. On mining and smelting. That would definitely do it. Let's go ahead and give it on gemstones. There we go. That should hopefully prevent the Horde Curse. Damn. No. Nope. I was too slow. Too slow. I should have been giving out those monopolies beforehand. Oh, well. I guess we're going through it. I guess we're doing it. All right. Cutting it close. A decision suddenly manifests itself in front of us. The ghost, in its dastardly annoyance, flies along a manifold edge that rises and falls along the wall. At the same time, there's another way along the wall that looks to be much more direct, a shortcut with which we could gain on him, but it's uncertain how the path will continue later. You know what? Fortune favors the bold. Cutting it close, close call. The shortcut turned out to be a great idea. The path led us to a cliff directly above the ghost, where we can watch it closely where it will go next. We are also managing to not only hold up with its speed, but also inch ever closer to its position. We are gaining on him. We're going to catch this ghost. We're going to get this ghosty boy. We're going to get him. Okay, but it's not going up because gold income's not high enough. I don't have a lot of money sitting around. I literally just have to spend my money. The answer is I just have to spend all of my money or I will die. Cliff. As we follow the ghost on its non-corporeal heels, we come upon a deep cliff. The ghost simply floats across the depths, but we will have to make use of an ancient-looking rope bridge spanning between the two sides. Walk carefully, but quickly. Old infrastructure. With swift but careful steps, we quickly make it across the rope bridge. As the final few attempt to cross, however, the old ropes begin to snap. Several expeditionaries fall into the depths screaming, but we do not have time to look back, lest the ghost gets away. We'll mourn later. I mean, that's rough. That is a rough one. Even if it's true, doesn't make it any more nice. Not make it any more nice. Let's go for Wars Across versus Other Religions. That sounds fine. And we can set Eliza as a rival because we'll need to. At Rhodes Fork, with the cliffs well behind us and the guest well before us, we come to a crossroads. The ghost itself is nowhere to be seen at the moment. Instead, here is the only trail of ectoplasm, which runs exactly between two paths, one leading up onto the cliff, while the other leads along the side of the wall. Well, if I know anything, you gotta get the high ground, right? Climb up. During the hard climb, we start to lose sight of the ghost, its ethereal form vanishing into unknown territory. Without much choice, we continue onwards, up and up, until suddenly the wall stops. In its place is a wide cavern. We have reached the top. Quick, we can't lose him now. Dang. Well, apparently high ground is not always the answer. I've been lied to. Ascend, ascend, ascend with me. At last we reach the summit, the highest point in the wall. To our chagrin, the ghost has reached it before us, now circling around. Gods beware, another blasted statue of itself. His laughter and screaming exclamations of ascension have bothered our soldiers for long enough now. They ready all weapons they have at their disposal and ready themselves for combat. You are going down. Our weapons are no match against the power of this ghost. In its mocking manner, it launches piercing needles of energy against us. It rips through a body and plate, and nothing can resist it. It laughs and mocks us. It floats around just out of reach until everyone has fallen victim to its devilish powers. All is dark. Our expeditionaries never came back. 10,000 lives. Gone. Gone, gone, gone. Okay. Well, what now? Do I have to core it up and then try again? Do we just upgrade this and accept that our dudes are dead? Like where do we... Wait, in Sariad Cave? Do we just fail? Can I not do it now? Oh, we have another one? But I just failed this one. You want me to do another one? Oh boy. Oh boy. Poor uniforms. Okay, well, we're not going to start a second one, just in case I can do this one again. Though it might be that, you know, you lose, you lose. And that's just that. Arg Orson Specialization. Well, you are gems, right? You are, in fact, gems. So I want goods produced. Artisan, please. Not that we're getting any money out of that right now, but hey, it's fine. Reclaiming our glory. As Dwazgreg leaves to walk the streets of Orlghelovar today, taking a discreet inspection with his retainers, he thinks briefly to his ancestors, how proud they would be to see the hold flourishing once more. Goods come from within without the hold's depths, invigorating its many layers with the haggling of merchants. Rowdy taverns are bright and boisterous, filled with drunken dwarves, either boasting of their ancestors' feats, or snoring dwarves who have drunken themselves silly in delight. On to the industrial sectors where other senses take precedent over sight. The sizzle of water upon tempered steel, the clang of hammer on metal and wood, ringing across the hold as various guilds re-establish themselves. The scalding heat of the countless ravenous furnaces fed by the bellows only makes the Grand Mayor smile. The sound of the hammers and bellows seem to resonate within his heart, as the hold's wonder must do for every dwarf that lives within. As the Grand Mayor heads to return home after this fruitful day, one sight mars the visit's ending. Homeless dwarves, thin and weak from malnourishment, something that harkens back to more tragic days. His retainers trace his eyes and quickly note that it is inevitable for there to be dregs even in such prosperous times as the present. Even during the most glorious times of the dwarves at the height of Ul'Dwarv, there were still poor people in slums after all. With a hesitant nod and a lingering gaze, the Grand Mayor moves on, attempting to remove those thoughts to focus on the pressing matters at hand. The fate of few deviants in society can pale in comparison to the reclaiming of their homeland and riches of their ancestor. The enemy is out there, and here there is naught but joy, wonder, and magnificence. As if old Ul'Dwarv lives anew in Orlghelovar. Yep, sure. That's definitely what's happening. That is definitely what's happening. No bad things could possibly be coming of this. Decadence comes with age. Lose 2 stability. 2? I mean, that feels a little dramatic, don't you think? I needed that stability. Bugbears attack. They're attacking our colony? Don't bother. Kill them all. Try to get them to do our bidding? Nah, just kill them all. I mean, if they're attacking us, you know, just take them out. No problems. All right, there we go. We finish Inno ideas. That also finishes our last national idea, Orlghelovar light amplifiers. Having learned much from the Western humans of Anbennar, the Cobalt Dwarves began using their glass-making skills for other purposes besides artistic ones. Soon enough, Orlghelovar would become famed for its optical instruments, its telescopes and lenses and prisms and more. Eventually, during the Age of Artificers, they discovered they could use mirrors and glass to concentrate the power of Damesteer into a powerful beam of light capable of cutting and even burning. This led to a revolution in technology for the Hold, and by the 1900s, would create weapons of mass destruction. Yes, we have lasers. We create lasers in the future, not now. It's too early for that. But eventually, we will have lasers. We also have free policies now. Well, a policy to do gives us more fort defense. That's great. But I think that's where we're going to wrap it up for today. I might as well also just fully state all this since the Horde Curse is going to happen anyways. Again, I don't know if I'm going to be able to complete this or not. I would assume that we can try again, but hey, who knows? But we'll have to wait for it to finish coring. I think next time we'll probably also have the Horde Curse pop off. We will push through that. That way we can get back to our mission tree, because you can't really do much else when you have the Horde Curse right there. You kind of just have to go through it. So we will have to do that. But that is going to be in the next one. I would like to thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.